When you talk about improving the passing game, and is there one area more than another that you think has further to go? Or
our drop back passing game has further to go. I think our play action game.
Is that on Clayton? Is that on the line?
That's on everybody.
It's on everybody.
That's on everybody. That's on making sure we're devising good enough scheme in the staff room and protecting them between the line and the backs and the tight ends at times. Our route running, the running backs getting out. Okay. I mean, we saw Juwan Chisholm get out on that 4th down and 2 and catch a pass. We got to have some more of that. You know, the backs have to get involved in the pass game. So there's enough to go around, enough variables to go around that everybody can improve on.
On your kickoff coverage, it seemed this week you guys did a lot better job. It seemed that you guys had more starters actually running down this week.
That's good. Obviously, I think that's what we, the consensus we came to was we had to do some things that way. We practiced it every single day last week, and on Tuesday we went live. So, you know, you get what you emphasize, and hopefully we emphasized that and got a better performance out of that. And we have to do that every week. And but we certainly had a few more guys on that team than maybe were on it the week before.
Do you prefer guys, and a lot of guys, all the coaches will want to have your best 11 out on the field as far as kickoff or any special team for that matter. But would you rather them take the break on a special team,
well,
or rather take the break?
I tell them that if we got to give them, if they're tired, they're going to get a break. They're going to get it on offense or defense. But we have to be very smart with our team because, you know, in certain areas, positions, we have limited depth. But the problem we have right now, or the issue we have to deal with, is that we have some of the same guys doing the same things. They're playing on defense and they're playing 2 or 3 special teams. Playing offense, playing 2 or 3 special teams. So during the course of your practice week, you have to practice that in such a way not to wear them down. And on game day, they're going to be in the game doing those things. So that's the catch-22. But clearly, our kickoff coverage unit needed to improve dramatically. So we put an emphasis on making sure if a guy was going to be off one team, he wasn't going to be off that team.
That's pretty gutsy call on the halfback pass from Juwan to.
I will say this: Clayton suggested it when he came over, and then I don't need to be talking to those plays. Okay, you know, one suggestion is all I need.
That ball kind of hung up there for a while. I mean,
it did. He got a little wide. He got a little wide. You know. That's clearly how I envisioned that play working a year ago at Miami of Ohio. You know, on 4th and 1, I envisioned it being a touchdown.
You worked on that a lot last week. Clayton dropped the one.
Yeah. We've been, you know, there's some plays we got in our package that we just keep oiling up, and then we'll see the time right to use them. But Jawad's got a great percentage right now. He's 1 for 1.
Can you say, or would you rather hold back? Was that going to be a fake punt or fake field goal?
I really don't recollect what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I figured that. These guys are all saying
we lined up to kick a field goal, and unfortunately we got a delay game.
Okay. Unfortunately or fortunately?
Unfortunately, because it was closer for him. It was a 41-yarder instead of a 46, and then I got upset at our holder and I changed holders. Yeah.
So how much right now with Clayton, first-year guy? How much room does he have to audible at the line?
Well, he has quite a bit. A lot of the things in our run game, which is allowing our run game to be successful, is what he's handling at the line of scrimmage, and he's managing very well. And I thought he did it very well against VMI, and I thought he particularly did it very well against Eastern Michigan. So he's really handled the line of scrimmage very well, and what he's doing in the audibling and getting us in the right looks, and that's just part of our system. And you know, I think most teams have it in their system. In a spread offense, you sometimes see the quarterback looking back to the sidelines, right? And the coach is changing the play. In our system, the quarterback has options and he changes the play.
When you watched the film, when they ran the ball so well, could you see what your problems were?
Some of our run fits were clearly not what they needed to be. Sometimes it was a linebacker, sometimes it was a defensive back on a fit, and at times, you know, our edge players, ends weren't holding.
What do you mean by fit?
Well, the gaps.
Gaps?
Being in their gaps, yep.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's when they got those long run, particularly the one before the end of the half, which really hurt us. But they had a 41-yard run, a 48-yard pass, and a 30-yard pass on 3rd and quite long, and you can't give up those plays. We have to find a way to not give up those plays, because a lot of the other stuff we did on defense, you would look back at and say was good enough to win.
Orrin Wilson, of course, sat out for a year. He had, I think, kind of took with 10 tackles in this game. Was this his best game? Or?
You know, I guess statistically it was his best game. Sometimes, you know, defensive linemen play well and don't show up in the tackle column.
Right.
Because they're there and they're keeping big guys off of the linebackers. But I think Orrin's played very well here the last several weeks. And, you know, and I expect that to continue.
What about John Griggs? It seems like he came into his own last week, too. I mean, I don't know how he graded out, but as far as gameplay-wise, statistics.
Yeah, he's gotten better. You know, he's gotten better. You know, and this is John's, you know, 5th game of major college football. That's what he's played. You know, because he didn't play at Iowa as a freshman, then he went to Nassau Community College, and you know, he was at Iowa, I think, for 2 years. And so this is really his first real run at it, and he's going to get better. We have a lot of guys with a very high ceiling. You know, the 12 freshmen that are playing considerably. Now you're talking about you know, a lot of young guys getting in the mix here. Travis Schweitzer starting at offensive line in major college football. That's hard to do for a true freshman. I thought he did very well for his first start. And and those guys will just continue to get better, you know, every week. And that's my expectation for them. That's their expectation for themselves. And we just got to find a way not to leave that many plays on the field, you know, on a game day.
Seems like you have some pretty good depth at tight end. I know Will went down, and then you brought Ritosa, and I thought he played pretty well.
Yeah, and Anthony's another redshirt freshman. Did some nice things, you know, and Ryan stepped his game up when Will went out, which is a credit to him. So, yeah, I mean, I think Anthony's going to be a good player. We feel like as he develops with us, we feel like he's got room for growth. You know, we just got to keep improving and keep that mindset of going to practice and getting better, and then having that transfer at the game day, you know, every week. So we carried some things over from VMI to Eastern Michigan. Got to give Eastern Michigan a lot of credit because they didn't get out of their game plan and they stuck to it, particularly on offense. And as I said here a week ago, I thought Coach English has done a very good job with that program and certainly improved that way on Saturday.
I hate to keep asking about all your new guys, but you've had so many that have. What about Vinny Rizzo and his?
That was his first college start, also.
Yeah.
At right guard, and did fine. Like everybody, there's some plays you want to have back at any position, and there's some plays that you feel like you can do a better job at, and but through experience, also you get a chance to you get better, right? Because we're all product of our experiences in our life, and as a football player or as an athlete in any sport, you're a product of your experiences. And the more experienced guys get, the better they should be. And I think that'll be the case in a very difficult position to play, which is offensive line.
I mean, the JUCO football on the East Coast, I mean, we're not just familiar with that here. We've seen Californians and Kansas and all that. Well, how would you describe the level? Is that a good level?
Very underrated.
Very underrated.
Is how I would. I mean, Nassau Community College won every game last year, and you know, so they're a very good pro. Dean, where A.J. Price is from, they've been a very successful program. I think there's a lot of really good players in that league of Nassau, Lackawanna, Dean, okay, and then you have Alfred State playing it, and Erie Community College playing it, and ASA in Brooklyn playing it. You know, Global Tech is a new junior college in New Jersey. They're going to be playing it. You know, so I think it's a very good league with a lot of really good players. And philosophically, that's our recruiting area, right? The Northeast, the Midwest Northeast League, you know, is our area. And so, you know, we will get to know the coaches, and we get to know the players that are going through there, and that ought to give us a great, I think, something really good to help complement our team. Because for every Vinny Rizzo you get a chance to play, who's an older kid, that's a Andrew Bohan you can redshirt, right? And that gives you a great opportunity. For every John Griggs, okay, you know that you have in your program, you can redshirt somebody else. And I think that that's something, as we move forward, every year we'll have some junior college players in our recruiting class to help us be able to do that, you know.
Has Asana Senior decided if he's going to take a medical redshirt?
He has not yet. He has not yet. We really have not had that conversation. He's going to have surgery here next week, and then after that surgery, at some point, him and I will sit down and look at his future and see what his thoughts are.
Now, with FIU, how do you simulate the speed they're going to play with both offensively and defensively, not just receiver, but as a team? How do you simulate that throughout the week?
Go against each other some. You know, good on good this week. and hope that that speed of the good on good will help simulate that. And so we've arranged our practices a little bit to be able to hopefully do that. You know, and it might not just be team settings; it's other settings, just to make sure that, you know, the best guys are going to get the better guys are going against the better guys to help each other out. So that's what we'll do a little bit here today in practice, and then some more tomorrow.
Think Hilton's the best receiver you'll see, or?
Boy, I hope so. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, there are some good guys in our league, though. You know, as we keep moving, I'm certain everybody's got their kind of go-to guy, and but he certainly is an exciting player. You know, he's an exciting player if I'm sitting home on my couch watching him play on TV. He's not as exciting if I'm sitting in my office watching him on tape. So, like I said, I think they got a terrific team, and they've done a great job with their program. And as we build our program here, we look around the country at other programs we can model and emulate, and look at what they've done. And clearly, Four International is one of those programs.
Yeah, because they went the same as you did. They won their last game
Yep.
in his first year. It's
Yes.
like 0-11, 0-11, win.
Prior to him getting there, I think they were 0-12.
Yeah.
And then he went 1-11, won his last game, and then he's steadily improved every single year until his fourth season, I believe it was, when he broke through with the record last. That was his fourth season last year.
7-6, yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for coming today.
Yeah,
Go
next
Zips.
week.